Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Virgin to Me. If you do not know who I am, I'm going to reintroduce myself. I am Samantha, and I own Fabulous Adventures Travel Company. Thank you so much for joining us. We are going to be chatting about Bimini today. I figure that a lot of people ask us about Bimini, and I honestly, I'm like, I don't know. I've never really talked about it. So I think we should just talk about it and talk about how great it is, honestly, and all the options that are available there. Because a lot of people don't know that the beach club is included. And because of the fact that all these other cruise lines have private islands, they think that Bimini is a private island. It's not a private island. So let's start there. There's nothing private about this island except for the beach club that you get to go to. But it's not the island that's private. So the actual beach club is private for Virgin. They don't own it. It's not theirs. I'm assuming that it's leased out from the Hilton right there. Or maybe they have just an agreement or whatnot. Whatever it may be, it is private for that day that Virgin stops there, but they do not own it. So it is super cool in that sense, but I do want to chat about it because I absolutely love it, and it's one of my favorite stops. So Bimini's in the Bahamas. If you did not know, let's start there, a little basic. It's actually not super far from Miami. On a clear day, as soon as you leave, you can actually see Miami. You can see the lights because usually leave at night, so you can totally see it. And it's, like I said, it's not far at all. I want to say that it's like 48, 68 miles, something like that. Something crazy close. So don't quote me on that. Look it up, do a little Google and find it. But that's how actual close it is. And people, you can actually take a ferry over from Miami or Fort Lauderdale, something like that. And it's super quick, I guess. So I do see that pull into port when we're in there sometimes, that they will pull up and drop a bunch of people off because it is a great little island. It's tiny. The island's tiny. I honestly don't know how many people are in there. It's super tiny. I don't know where they live. I got to be honest, because the thing is tiny. So I have rented a golf cart and gone from one end of the island to the other, which feels like, 20 minutes at most in a golf cart. But I feel like the island is definitely tiny. And so I love it. I love everything about it. So overview of Bimini. Basically, there's a private beach club that Virgin goes to. The bar tab works there, which is super cool. So let's talk about that for a second. The things that you can do at the beach club basically is, or actually let me talk about the actual beach club, is that there's two pools there. One is, I like to say, a quiet pool, but I have to be honest, I don't know that it's ever quiet because you could totally hear the music from the other side. And I would say the other side is a party pool. So it's separated by like a walkway that goes straight to the beach. And there's a bunch of beach chairs down there by the water. So I don't know that anyone has trouble finding a spot. It may not be exactly where you want to stay. It may not be your perfect place, but I don't know that anyone's like lost and dazed and confused and has no spot to lay. So I will tell you that. It may not be exactly where you want to lay, but there's definitely going to be a spot for you. That's how many beach chairs are there. There are bars everywhere. Just last week, I actually played cornhole, which was super fun. There is a volleyball court somewhere. It used to be over by the Belvedere area. I think it's still there where we played cornhole. There's a bunch of hammocks in there. There's obviously food. All the food is included, just like it is on the cruise line. So that's super cool. We'll talk about the food in a little bit. And then I'm trying to think what else. There's a huge Rockstar area, which again, we'll talk about as well. And then there's the cabanas and whatnot. So I'm pretty sure that's it in terms of extras and things that you wouldn't think would be there. There's free Wi-Fi, just like on the ship. So you don't have to worry about the Wi-Fi when you get off the ship. It's also there, which is really cool. And the other cool part is that it's just open to Virgin cruisers. So even though I mentioned that Hilton they may co-own this or whatever it may be, like I said, lease it, whatever, it is just Virgin Cruises and no one else is allowed in. So funny story, last week we were standing there enjoying the party, the float party, and this family walks through and almost everyone that saw the family literally went like this. It was as if zombies, aliens, whatever it may have happened, walked through. There was two little kids and I felt so bad for the mom and the kids because I was like this. What are they doing here? And it was like the strangest thing on the planet to see these children walk through. So, and I'm sure they felt just as uncomfortable as we all did that they were there because, well, children shouldn't be there. That's for sure. So, yes, nobody else is allowed there, which is really nice. So it's private and it's free. It does not cost anything. So that's the nice part. It is included. It's not an extra excursion. This is where you go to hang out when you get off the ship. You can do extra excursions, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But this is where you go to hang out outside of the ship, and it is included in your fare. So that's a nice part. There is a shuttle from the ship. It picks you up right at the port. It is a short walk straight from exiting the ship. There's a short walk to the back end of the ship, and it's right there. And they'll pick up Rockstars. There's a separate pickup for Rockstars, which is a smaller golf cart, and then there's a very large shuttle for the rest of the sailors. So that's nice. If you're a Rockstar, you do have that option to go in the smaller golf cart because it doesn't stop at the section where you can buy a golf cart. So it goes straight to the beach club, which is very nice. It's like the express shuttle. The Rockstar Express is what it is. And it's also nice to just not have to wait in line, obviously. So that's a perk of being a rock star, which is nice. As I mentioned, there's the 2 pools. And if you want a chair, here's my pro tip. If you want a chair by the pool, you need to get there by 10:30. You should be there probably by 10, honestly. We rolled up, I think, about between 10 and 10:30 last week. And they were almost full, but there was still some around the pool, which was a big deal because I rolled up at 10 and there's been nothing. So I guess it depends on the people and who's on the ship and who gets up early. So I will tell you that a lot of people, when they get off the ship and they go straight to the shuttle, they don't want to wait and they think, I'll walk. Well, it's pretty far to the beach club if that's where you're walking to. So I will tell you that they have a sign. They've put up a sign, and I'm reading the sign that I took a picture of, and we'll post it on here. That says it's 0.3 miles to Fisherman's Village, which is at the end of the port or end of the dock, end of the terminal area, and where you pick up the golf cart. So it says 15 minutes. It takes you 15 minutes walk. Then 0.5 miles to the resort casino, which is at Hilton, is 25-minute walk. And then to Bimini Beach Club itself is 1.5 miles, and it's a 45-minute walk. Now, of course, it's all going to depend on your speed. If you are a speedy walker, obviously you're going to get there faster. But I'm telling you, it's a long walk. So if it's hot out, do not walk. Take the shuttle. Unless you really want to walk, have at it. But there's no sidewalks. So you're walking in the street. So they did post that. I thought it was, or they did put up the sign, which I thought was really good information. And like I said, we'll put it up here when you can see it and just see what it looks like. One of my favorite things to do at Bimini Beach Club is to get a cabana. My favorite location is the pool cabana because it's right in front of the action. And when they do the float party at 1:00, I think it's at 1, it's the perfect location. You're right there. You can see the float party. You can either lay in your cabana, you can hang out in the pool because the pool gets super, super crowded during this float party. It's also nice to have someone wait on you. I love that, where if I'm in the pool, they'll come and give us drinks. I don't have to get out of the pool to get my drinks, which is nice. Or, you can go lay in the cabana. So it's very nice. I love the pool area. The other one is the beach cabanas. That is completely up to you if you want to do a beach cabana. I've never done one. Because of the fact that they're set so far back from the beach, what you see in front of you, and I know I've said this before, so I'm going to say it again, is you see people, lines and lines of people just in their hammocks, or not in their hammocks, in their chaise lounges, just hanging out with umbrellas above their head. You really don't see the beach that much. So I don't ever do a beach cabana. If that was left, maybe that's what I would buy, but I got to be honest, I don't even think I'd still spend the money. That's just me, but just know that when you're getting that, you're not getting a spectacular view that you think you might get. There's also the lagoon cabanas. Those are located kind of behind the pool. They're not a bad location if you get the ones that are right behind the pool cabanas. Those are a great location because if you can't get a pool cabana, the ones behind them are great because it's a short walk to the pool. And you can see almost everything. They're kind of actually a tad bit up higher. They're set up just a bit higher, and you can see almost everything. So that's really nice. And I'm trying to think. I think those are and then you have the Rockstar cabanas. Those ones you should only be able to buy if you're a rock star. But I have been hearing that you can purchase them without being a rock star. So I don't know how that's happening, but I hear it's a thing. So know that those are over in the Rockstar area, and they have a better view, I think, of the ocean, but there's still going to be lounges and stuff and umbrellas in front of them. So anything in the beach is going to have an obstructed view, is the best way to say it, I guess. So that's why I love my pool cabana, because it's in the perfect location. Now I'll never be able to get a pool cabana because everyone's going to be buying one. And they do go fast. There's only 4 of them. So know that. About the pool, other than that, it's been cold recently, but normally it's a nice temperature and very refreshing. So that's good. I don't think it's heated. I'm going to be completely honest with you. So the nice part about it is it doesn't get super warm in the summer. The beach is wonderful at the beach club. I love it. White sand beach, clear blue water. It's gorgeous. If it's rough out though, I will tell you that the beach can be a bit rough, like if the water is rough. So just be very careful because it does drop off there a little bit. But otherwise the sand is great. It's always a sandbar. There's no rocks other than, maybe tiny pebbles here and there, but I think they're really shells. I have to be honest. I don't think they're rocks. So it's the sand is great. The chairs and umbrellas are included. You don't have to pay extra for that. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but those are all included, as I've been mentioning that they're there, and there's tons of them. So that's a good thing. So food, we're going to dive into food here just a little bit. The food is actually included as well. It's not your typical food. It's really good. And they've been changing the menu around a bit. So the menu now has a chicken on it, like a citrus chicken. It's really good. It's spicy, at least when I had it, it was, but it was really good. I loved it. And then the pork is my favorite. I think it's called the asado. Oh gosh, don't quote me on that. But I have a picture of it again. We'll try and post that. But it's so good. And then they just added Caribbean rice and beans. So good. And they also made this pumpkin curry where it used to have chicken in, I guess, and they pulled the chicken out and just made it a true vegan pumpkin curry. So I don't know if it's vegan or vegetarian, so don't quote me on that, but I do know that it's definitely vegetarian. And then they have a bunch of other things. They have some fish and they have some tuna, I think, too. And then they have some watermelon salads and melon salads and that kind of thing. So the food is really good. It's not your typical island food where you have, hot dogs and hamburgers and French fries. That is not happening. It is really, really, really decent food. And like I said before, that it's really nice when you have a cabana attendant and they bring it to you and you don't have to go get it, which is very nice. But the food is phenomenal. So make sure to eat there and at least try something. I heard the rum cake's good. I'm not a huge fan of rum cake, but I hear it's great. And that's what dessert is. I want to go back to drinks. Your bar tab does work there. Like I said, there's bars everywhere. There's one as soon as you walk in to the right. There's a bar. And then there's 2 at the pool and then 1 at the Rockstar area. I think that's all. I don't think I'm missing any. And the Rockstar area bar is huge. It actually looks like a real bar. The bar is huge. The whole area is absolutely gorgeous. It is manned by a Rockstar agent, so they are checking to make sure you have your bands and that you can get in there. They serve you can sit down, you can eat and get served their food if you want to, or you can for drinks. It's a really nice loungy area. It is nowhere near anything else. So I will tell you, it's way over when you first walk in and you're looking at the beach, it's way over to the left and it's pretty far over there. And to be honest, I have never really spent a lot of time over there because all the action happens by the pool. So even as a rock star, I hardly ever spend any time over there. But if you want peace and quiet and to just chill and enjoy the moment and live in Bimini, that is where you want to go because it is just beautiful and it's so nice. You get waited on. It's just glorious. So if you're a rock star and that's what you're looking for, head on over there and enjoy that area. But I did enjoy it I think it was July that I hung out a little bit more because my shipmate enjoys the finer things in life. So we thought we'd go over there and hang out just a little bit more. So we did, and I enjoyed it a lot. And that was really my first time. All the times that I've sailed Rockstar, that was probably the only time I've been over there because I like to party. Although I'm sure you know that at this point. I'm sure that's not brand new information. So I like to be at the pool. So the Rockstar area, like I mentioned, when you're a Rockstar, you do get the exclusive shuttle. That's pretty much it. Now I think about it. Nothing else that's really different other than that area. So yeah, that's the Rockstar area. We discussed the cabanas. I didn't tell you the price though. Beach cabana, given. You're at the beach staring at, people back at people's heads. And the Grove cabanas are the ones that are behind the pool. And then the lagoon ones are the pool ones. So that gives you an idea because I messed it up earlier. The Grove cabanas are $400, so they're a little cheaper, and the pool and the beach are $500. You do get $100 in bar tab with each cabana. So that's, I think, a really, really cool perk. So you don't have to use your bar tab. You can use the cabana bar tab first, and then they'll start pulling off of your bar tab. So that's nice. When you book a cabana, you already get $100, towards alcohol, which is really nice. So that's pretty much the beach club. I'm trying to think what else I might have missed about it. You can play games, like I said. We played cornhole the other day. So much fun. You could start a volleyball game. They do have beach games there. I think it's called We Run the Beach. We Run This Beach or something like that. So that's the name of like the Happenings cast runs something like that. It's like probably like fun games. We kind of watched it the other day and it looked fun. So know that happens at like 3:00 after the pool party. The pool party, which is a float party, they bring out a ton of floats and the pool is filled with these just fun, oh my gosh, colorful, large, small floats. Oh my God, I love them. They're so great. Sometimes there's a unicorn that you can sit on. Sometimes it's a carriage. There's a phone. I mean, there's just the craziest floats you can imagine that are in there. And that's a lot of fun. But I will tell you that it's packed. So if that's not your thing, don't go to the pool at 1:00 because I think that's when it starts. The DJ actually doesn't start till about 12:30. I think the DJ starts playing around 12:30, some music, and that's not the actual pool party. And then the pool party starts about 1 and lasts for maybe an hour, hour and a half. I honestly don't know. I would say an hour and a half, maybe 2:30. I could go back into my trusty app over there and see what it is for next week because I actually get on board next week again. I'm super excited about it. So that's what happens at the pool. I'm trying to think what you could be possibly missing. The spa. Oh my gosh, how could I forget that? So Galman is telling me that there's a spa there, which is, it's not a true spa, I shouldn't say that. You can do massages in the cabana. So they do hold back one cabana, or actually two, depending on how many people sign up for massages on the beach. I have done it almost every single time that I've gone there, that I'll go and get a massage. It is by far the most relaxing thing, unless someone sits right here and you can hear their whole conversation. That is the only thing, because it's not secluded. So I know I shouldn't be talking about another cruise line, but if you've ever seen the MSC, their private island, they do have these little cabanas in the middle of nowhere where they do massages. It's just so cool. It's totally in the back of the private island, but that is not the case here. These are definitely with people around you, and you will hear people walking by, hear conversations and that kind of thing. So know that. But if you're super like out like I am usually, like a light usually when I'm getting a massage, like I'm totally gone, you probably won't notice it. But I will tell you that has happened. You can get a couples massage, or you can just go by yourself. So usually I do a couples massage with whoever wants to do it with me. But this time I just did it by myself, and it was so nice. And I will tell you, in the summer, it's super hot. So know that. If you don't like being like in heat and being massaged or rubbed, do not do that, because it is hot. And they do have a huge fan, but it's hot in the summer. It's the Bahamas, so know that. So you can do that. There's nothing else really spa-wise I think you can do there. It's just that one. I'm trying to think, but I'm pretty sure that's it, because that's all I've done. But yeah, and you cannot take, I'm going to say this right now, you cannot take the floaties to the ocean. So know that. They will yell at you. They must stay in the pool, which is understandable. But you can bring your own floaty. So we have yet to do this. I've brought it, maybe 3 or 4 times. I've brought this floaty off of Amazon that has 2 sides that you just have to blow up and a net in the middle. And I've yet to use this thing and just hang out in the water. I think that's like my next goal. Maybe I'll do that next time. But the water is getting so cold because it's, winter. So the water's starting to get cold. So, but you can do that and bring your own, obviously. And I have seen people put those in the pool as well, because once the float party's over, they kind of start to grab the big ones. They leave some of the small ones in the float and after the float party, but most of the big ones are pulled out after the float party to kind of give everyone some space. So that's pretty much the beach club. I'm trying to think. There's 2 sections for food. You just have to go up and grab it. The food doesn't start till 11:30. I do know that because the Cabana attendant always tells us that. Can't get food till 11:30, he always says. And we always have the best Cabana attendant. I love him. Vichy's my favorite. So is Mede and Radar are both 2 of my favorite, or three of my favorite Cabana attendants. That's really sad when you can name your own, when you can have your own Cabana attendants, because you go so much. That's kind of crazy. So that's pretty much the beach club, I will say. So now Bimini itself, obviously, since I mentioned earlier, it's not a private island, right? I said it was a normal island with just a private beach club that Virgin kind of goes to. So there are options of other things that you can do there. Obviously, you have Hilton. You can go and play in the casino there if that's a big thing for you. If you like to gamble, you can definitely go there. When you get on the shuttle, right there at the port, it will take you to this what seems like a parking lot, and it actually has all the golf carts that you can rent. So this is a huge excursion on Bimini. People love to rent the golf carts. It is not through Virgin. You have to bring cash, and you have to negotiate on your own. So when I first started going, the golf carts were $60. They're now $120. But apparently, if you find the right person, you can get them for $90. So they've gone up immensely in price since I started going to the beach club. And since I've actually rented a golf cart, I want to say we actually paid $80 for ours. And honestly, didn't use it that much. It might behoove you to find someone that maybe you don't want to hang out with. I know this sounds terrible, but follow me here. That you don't want to hang out with, and say, okay, you take it for this long for this price, and then we'll take it for this long for this price, and then you guys split it. I mean, because you don't need it for as long as you think that you need it. When they say, oh, you can have it the whole day. Honestly, I would never spend the entire day on a golf cart and miss the beach club. That's me, because I love it. I think it's great, super relaxing, and I think it's, well worth the price of admission. Free. So I highly, highly suggest not missing the beach club, but doing the golf cart. So when we did the golf cart, like I said, we paid $80 cash. He gave us this dilapidated golf cart, and I looked at him and I said, what happens if we break down? And he says, oh, it's no big deal. He's like, it's fine. And I go, what do you mean it's fine? How do I call you? How do I don't fix golf carts. This thing is like barely whole. I'm like Fred Flintstoning it at some point. Like I feel like my feet are going to go through and I got to, run myself around. And he's like, oh, someone will call me. He's like, they'll see you broken down and they'll know to call me. And I go, how do they know to call you? And he's like, we know everybody on this island. I was like, okay. So anyways, we set off, and we don't know what we're doing when we set off, driving this golf cart, but we just follow the road and we keep going. You drive through a town, which was amazing because it had, some little shops. And of course, there's all these little stops that you could eat if you want to. I'm not an adventurous eater. We all know that at this point. I mean, if you've been following me for this long, you know that there is no adventure in my eating, but there is adventure in my golf cart. So there you have it. So I was not stopping to have anything different or out of the ordinary. And we just kept driving. Well, anyways, we hit the end of the beach. And I was like, Kelly, what is it? She's like, I don't know, but don't get us stuck because the road is gone. And now we're driving on Lord knows what. I don't even know what it was. So I was like, we have to keep going because I feel like we're going to hit something good. So we end up, like I said, at the end of the island. And it was the most gorgeous spot I think I've ever been to. The water was beautiful. It was I want to say it was like the tip of the island. It's on, so Virgin Park's over here, and this is almost like a bay on this side of the island. And this is where all the excursions kind of come from. So the jet skis come from here, the boats come from here, and they come out and around. So we ended up here on like the tip of the island, basically. And it was just beautiful. The water was phenomenal. There was nobody there. The beach was gorgeous, and I highly, highly suggest it because the pictures that I have are amazing. There's like a wall that was built at some point there. It was just beautiful. So I'm glad that we did it. I don't know that it was worth the $80 that we paid, because literally I think we had the thing for like an hour or two, because after that we are like, what do we do? So we ended up at the Hilton, just walked around the hotel just to see what it was like, and then we went to the beach club. We dropped it off, got on the tram or the shuttle back to the beach club, or to the beach club, because I don't think we had been there yet. So I will say that it's definitely worth it to do the golf cart, but maybe find someone that you want to split it with. And maybe if you don't want to hang out with them, say, hey, text me, call me at this point. We'll meet you wherever, maybe at the beach club. Maybe you just do this whole drop off thing at the beach club and you switch and you go, because it really is a cool, it's cool. It's definitely really cool. But I don't know that it's 4 to 6 hours cool. I think you'll be bored by that time because it's tiny. So we've done that, the golf cart, which is a very, very popular thing. Excursions with Virgin, we have done the jet skiing. I love to jet ski, first of all. If you listen to my story about the ATVs, you know that I love speed. I feel the need for speed. I love speed. So jet skiing is like one of my favorite things. And so we did it. And the price, just so you know, is for 2 people on there, but you're on the same jet ski. So if you want to run your own jet ski, you have to buy two excursions. That way you can run your own jet ski. But if you don't mind driving the jet ski, then you just pay the one price for 2 people and someone sits in back. They did promise a couple in our jet ski that they'd let them switch, but they never ended up switching. So I don't know if it's just because they didn't ask or they forgot, whatever it may be, they didn't end up switching. However, I'm sure you can. I'm sure that you could figure out how to switch. I'm not saying that you won't go over, but it's definitely worth a shot if you want to drive. So jet skiing was super fun. It was definitely not on your own. So if it's something that you want to do and just, go around and look and, look at everything on your own, that is not what this is. This is a led jet ski adventure. So you're following the leader, and they took us out and around to the shipwreck. We got to get close to the ship to take some pictures, which is obviously hard in jet ski. And then we made our way back into that bay that I keep calling a bay. I don't know if it's a bay or not, but you'll understand when you get there. We made it back into there, which is actually fairly shallow in there. We made it in there and it started raining. I'll never forget this. I don't ride a motorcycle. I don't know what that's like, but to feel rain hit you when you're going that fast, it hurts. I was like, oh, this hurts. Can it stop raining? So it was like just hitting us so hard. I was like, oh my gosh, this is awful. But we did see a bunch of wildlife once we got in there, or marine life, I should say. Once we got into the bay, we saw all kinds of things. I'm trying to think. I know we saw jellyfish. We saw stingrays. I know we saw other fish. What the heck they were, I have no idea. I don't think we saw a shark. We might have, and no dolphin, I don't think. Maybe we saw a dolphin. I can't remember. But anyways, we did see a bunch of marine life and they pointed it out to us, which was really, really cool. And we saw some fishermen, fishing and everything. So that was interesting. But the jet ski was fun. Like I said, super good time, but know that that's the price is the price for 2 people, but one of you is not driving. The other thing that we did was the Views and Blues mid-afternoon cruise. So it was supposed to be a sunset cruise. Back in the day, it was a sunset cruise. They've now changed it to this mid-afternoon cruise. And you get on board and they serve you, or they did serve you. Now that it's not in the Views, Blues, and Booze is what it used to be. So they used to serve you booze. Maybe they're not doing that anymore now that I think about it. So they used to serve like a rum punch of sorts, and then you kind of sit there, and it's on a pontoon boat. They take you out. Basically, what we did was go out that bay, like I was telling you, go around back to the ship, see the ship, come right back around, and come back in. It was great. We loved it. I don't know it's something I'd do again, but I do suggest it if you want something chill and you just want to be on a boat and hang out and see things and drink and listen to music. It was fun. I thought it was fun. It was fairly inexpensive, and we really enjoyed it. So I will say that next week, one of my main goals always getting on board is to try something new. So obviously there's not a ton to do in Bimini because, like I said, the island's tiny and small, and there's not a lot to do. And we've almost done all the excursions on there. So I said, let's try kayaking because it's now, winter, it's not as hot, and maybe we can do it. So Kelly and I are going to kayak. And I'm giggling because I think it's going to be quite the adventure. And honestly, I feel like I should invest in a GoPro because I do think there's going to be some funny videos that might come out of this, because we know nothing about kayaking. So this is not something that both of us know what to do. We've never done it before, and it should be super fun with lots of stories. So like I said, we try to do something new every time we go, and that this is our new adventure. We're kayaking. And then, oh gosh, I shouldn't even say this, but my husband sends me this video or this thing about a shark attack, and I was like, David. So I do not want to know about that. I don't want to even think about it on the kayak because I have a feeling that I'm not going to make it on the kayak, not die, but I mean, like, I'm not going to, stay on board the kayak. Somehow I'll be tipped upside down. So hopefully that's not the case. We survive and we make it to the beach club is what the plan is. So so those are the excursions. There's also an excursion of painting on the beach, which I really, really, really want to do. I think that's going to be next. I'll probably do that on January 2nd when I get on board, do the painting in the morning because they do a painting, Paint by the Sea, I think it's called. Paint by the Sea, right where they do the excursion. So right where you grab the kayak and you grab the jet skis and probably a couple of other, the views and blues in that area is where you do the Paint by Sea. So we'll try that next time. That'll be our new and exciting thing in Bimini. But we really are running out of things because I'm not doing the shark encounter. That is not happening. If that were the case, I'd stand on the boat and point and be like, oh, that looks so great. Look at him down there. So maybe I do that and just see what it's like, but stay on the boat because I have no desire to get in with sharks. I wonder if they do let you have a chicken route on there because I do love myself a good chicken route. So we'll see what happens there. But anyway, so those are the excursions that I've done. There are some snorkeling excursions that you can do. There's a stingray excursion. And like I said, the shark encounter. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I missed in terms of excursions, but I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, it's very, very small. I do wonder though, if you could rent a yacht from there, like rent your own personal boat from there and just kind of hang out. It might be something to look into. I'll have to report back on that soon. I do know that some people have stayed on the boat in Bimini and have said that it's completely empty, which I totally can understand why, because Bimini is so great. So if that's your thing and you want to stay on the boat and have an empty boat, know that really nothing's open from what I hear. Actually, one of my clients just reported this back to me the other day when we were talking on the phone. She said that she went back to the boat to hang out and loved it, that it was empty, but there was only 2 bars that were open and like literally nothing else was open. So the people that man the island are actually from, the crew that mans the island are from the boat. So know that it will be very sparse on the boat and you won't be doing much because everyone is pretty much at the beach club at that point, handling the sailors there. So as long as, you're okay with that and you just want to be in an empty boat, have at it. Have a good time. Enjoy the boat by yourself. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I might have missed. Gelman? Anything? I feel like I got it all. There used to be, back in the day, which was so cool, they used to do bonfires. That was the original concept of fire and sunset soirees, was supposed to be bonfires. But no one really knew about it. It wasn't advertised a ton. And so people would just be back on the boat to eat dinner. And so they never really got a chance to, I think, explore that. I wish they would bring it back, or at least, I don't know, just do it once and say, here's this option or whatever, but they don't do it anymore. So that's the sad part, because it was really cool when they did it. And when we went back, there was nobody there, which was nice. It was cool. And it was this huge ball of fire, basically. So fire pit, I guess. I don't even know. But it was really cool. And then you could see the ship and everything. It was totally cool. I will tell you that the bars close early. I want to say that they close at like 4:30. I could be wrong on that one, but I'm pretty sure it's 4:30. So know that. Get a bunch of drinks before they close. And they're really good about that. If they're starting to close, know this, ask for like the canned drinks. I know that they have, what are the name of those? Are they Smirnoff or something? I can't think of them. There's like these canned drinks. If you want like a mixed kind of beverage, but you don't want beer, they definitely have canned drinks. I want to say it's Smirnoff or something like that. So ask for that, because they'll give you that. to hold on to while you're there. But I will tell you, my favorite time at Bimini, my absolute favorite time that most people miss is around 4:30 because the place clears out. There's nobody there. The pool is quiet. It's just beautiful. The sun is going down. It's cooler. It's just gorgeous. It's one of my favorite times to be there. So if you ever get the chance, I would say just stay one time during that time because it's phenomenal. It's probably one of my most, if I'm not getting a massage, one of my most relaxing times is at that, about 4:30 and on. I just love it. So all aboard is usually what? I can't remember. Is it 5:30 or 6:30? 6:30. So you have time. It's nice. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I think that's really it. I think we hit everything on Bimini. I'm trying to think if we missed anything. But yeah, let us know if you have any questions. All right. Well, thank you for listening. Get your butts to Bimini because it's the best place ever. I love it. Make sure that it's on your stop. It is any Caribbean. So just to go over that, all Caribbean except for San Juan hit Bimini. So the San Juan sailings will not hit Bimini because those are all Southern Caribbean. But all the Northern Caribbean sailings will hit Bimini. So make sure you go. It's well worth it. It's just beautiful. So thank you so much for listening. Follow me on Facebook, Samantha-Fabulous Adventures Travel. And then my Instagram handle is Samantha's Travels. So I look forward to seeing you. And thank you so much for listening.